All right, boys, here we are back again. Well, the king of Cope, the commander of Cope, has dropped a new video about the anti-cheat situation and specifically mentions dolphingate in this. And as a point of personal satisfaction, I think I have no choice but to watch this video and react to it. I have not watched a single second of this video. I haven't done any prep time. Somebody linked this in the Discord like 30 minutes ago, and I took a shower, and here I am. Yeah, it's a 12-minute, 40-second video. Let's see what Commander Sirius has to say about the current state of the anti-cheat.
Commander Sirius here. Hackers have been pretty rough lately. BattlEye, at least in its implementation in PlanetSide 2, is not able to stop hackers. Let's talk about some ideas and options to deal with them. I'll see you, PlanetSide soldier. Today we are taking a trip into the history of PlanetSide 2, the lore of Araxis, to Dolphingate. PlanetSide 2 was battling hackers. BattlEye was not implemented at the time. Sony Online Entertainment did as much of their own enforcement as they could, and they were trying to add some more avenues to stop hackers quickly. They tried out two systems. First was based on a substantial amount of reports. The second was based on an above average amount of kills. The former got rolled back for exactly the problem you'd expect. A platoon leader calls for a mass report on someone, Sony Online Entertainment gets a glut of reports, and all of a sudden a perfectly innocent person gets banned. Now, there's probably a threshold they could have used that would have had to been well above multi-platoon size. And it obviously shouldn't have been a permanent ban, maybe it was like a 15-minute timeout or something. But whatever, the expected problems ensued and that system was rolled back. The other system was this stat-based ban. They created a system that whitelisted all the current players because they knew there were a lot of veteran, very talented players. But it was open to banning any new players if their stats seemed...
Okay, well, we've managed to make it 1 minute and 47 seconds before we start lying right off the bat. I don't know why this is the... I don't know why... And you know what fucking pisses me off the most is that all you have to do is go back and look at any of the threads that happened during the time, and as for someone who claims to want to tell you about the lore of everything, he gets really basic shit wrong. Like, everybody was whitelisted on their main accounts. Well, that's not necessarily true because people were banned on their main accounts for stats. That did happen. It did happen. And I guess required, if you want the real context and the reality of Dolphingate from someone who was deeply involved in it, I was one of the players who got banned from that system. I have a video on this channel that I will link in the description. I think it's almost required viewing for outside people who have no idea what the fuck any of these people are talking about, or even what I'm talking about here in general. But somehow, if you missed or weren't playing the game at that time, you have no idea about the actual... If you want the actual lore of what actually happened, I don't think you can get it from this guy. And this is what pisses me off about this guy, is he has a huge following, and they just take what he says at face value, and he's already lying. The main accounts were not whitelisted. People on main accounts were banned. There are people that were banned on their main accounts for exceeding a stat threshold. That is a fact. Saying that people were not banned on their main accounts is a fabrication. It's a lie. And I don't know how many times this has to be corrected, but for whatever reason, it's just not getting through. I think it's just not getting through because they want to defend the system while also hiding the fact that it did something that they say it didn't. Because if all of a sudden, if you're actually banning people on their main accounts for a stat-based, sanction, then it's not just new accounts that need to be fearful of that. So your average daily, everyday shitter who won't break a stat ban anyway, uh, can go and say, oh, well, I'll never break that stat threshold to get banned, and I won't either on any of my new characters, but I don't have to fear for getting banned on my main, which was a real fear. And anyone that participated in that and had anything to do with that would tell you one of the reasons we came out against this system in general is because people had already been banned on their main accounts, and we feared that, holy shit, I'm scared. I mentioned in that dolphingate video, we didn't know what the fuck was going on. And we're like, oh shit, we could get banned on our mains. That was a real fear at the time. So this whole, I don't understand why or how this lie that you couldn't get banned on a main account and it would only ban new accounts. I don't know how this still exists. I mean, I can't say that because this community is one of the most fucking retarded, ignorant communities I have ever seen in any game I've ever played. Like, they wear their ignorance like a badge, okay? And Sirius didn't even make it 2 minutes in the video without blatantly fucking lying. I don't know if he knows he's lying because a lot of the times I watch his content and he'll lie about something. I go to him lying about it because there's no possible way someone who was actively fucking involved and followed or knows anything about this, which he claims to know about, but obviously he doesn't. There's no possible way someone with the knowledge of what actually happened would say something like that unless they were trying to willfully obscure a certain fact about it, unless they were trying to hide something about it. There's no way you could make that statement without actually fucking just deciding to lie about it. And this guy does this a lot. I've covered a lot of his shit on the channel, and there's some shit that some shit I give him credit when he's right about stuff, and I'll give him credit in this video for the stuff that he says that's right. But if you're just going to come out and lie or misrepresent the truth in some way, I'm sorry, man. I can't sit here and let you do that.
Too high. The case being most hackers are on new accounts. As long as you've caught up to all the existing ones, you've banned all of them, they have to create new characters, so you only want to go after the new characters. And remember, they whitelisted accounts, not characters. So if you went and started a new character, you were still whitelisted. This system was going after new accounts. But there
False. A liar.
were a lot of players that saw this as a challenge and an opportunity. How quickly could they speedrun getting banned based on the new stat-based capture system? And so players started posting their run times of triggering this system and getting banned. That led to Reddit posts of people upset that non-cheating players were getting banned by this stat-based system. And then came the infamous comment, I think it was from Malorn, but I can't remember who it was. One of the developers complained to the community and likened these players as dolphins throwing themselves into fishing nets, intentionally trying to get caught. Hence the term dolphingate was coined. And after
So the problem, and Malorn is a fucking idiot too, okay? Malorn, Radar X, all those guys are fucking shitty players and moronic idiots, man. What a dumbass fucking... Okay, so one thing, maybe he'll get to this, but one thing I see always is that when these players, myself included, went to go play on these new accounts or new characters, that we specifically had to play, we were playing in a certain way to trigger the threshold ban. When in actuality, we were playing the exact same way we played at the time that this was going on our other characters. We played exactly the same fucking way, except we were just on a new character. So we had basically same performance, same stats. I was shooting the same accuracy, same fucking KPM, same fucking... doing all the same shit. That apparently was okay. It's okay if I'm on this account. This is where it gets fucking stupid. Because apparently the system thinks I'm so good that it's willing to outright ban me right away from playing and send me an email telling me that I was caught using third-party software and cheats, and then 5 seconds later I'm playing on my fucking main account again on one of three characters, playing exactly the same. So no, I see shitters say this a lot, but they were playing specifically in a way. No, that's what it seems like to you, because to shitters, killing a lot of people in a short amount of time dictates in their shitter brain that you have to play specifically in a hyper specific type of way to kill people. But that's not the case. You're just playing normally on a different character and you're getting banned.
After a significant amount of drama, the system was just completely rolled back, and for better or worse, they opted to just go third party to BattlEye.
Okay, now he's gonna skip over this whole part and miss the part where the entire point, it wasn't just a competition for yucks and to laugh at how stupid the parameters were for getting banned. It was also a way for us to voice our concerns about it. And our concerns were well voiced in the threads. He mentions the threads, but he doesn't go in. He won't ever, these people will not ever go into any of the threads and actually tell you what the people who were responsible for it said or what they say. Yeah, we were okay with the system. You can leave the system in the game, but your parameters are fucking stupid. Your parameters don't take into account how good people can play in short bursts or even for up to a half an hour to an hour at a time. They don't take that into account because whoever set the parameters for the system somehow missed the fact that you could occasionally, or if you're a good player, you could actually get a 3 or 4 kpm in a 10 to 15 minute span depending on the fight you were at. That whole thing was lost on whoever implemented this, and that's what we were drawing attention to. We're drawing attention to this system because it's too easy for if we can sit here in a day or two, have, I don't know, 12 to 15 people auto-trigger this, and none of these people are actually cheating, yeah, you probably need to adjust the parameters, okay? Adjust the parameters. You don't have to scrap the system. Just adjust the parameters so they make fucking sense and aren't stupid. And you're banning people for no fucking reason, for perfectly achievable stats for someone who can actually play the game. Now, what did they do? Well, instead of that, they decided to shit in their diaper and throw a tissy fit because guys like Malorn and Radar X were basically stupid-ass man-children who took everything personally. The whole history of this game and its devs is that they take everything as a personal slight. Everything is personal. They take everything such the fucking wrong way. Even this whole thing. Yeah. Let's get this straight, guys. I don't give a fuck about you as a person. I don't care about you. I could give two fucks about you as a person. The work you're doing on the game, and in particular, the parameters around this system that you set up, are dog shit, and they need work. And go figure, a system first introduced into PlanetSide 2 is dog shit. It needs iteration. Crazy. You've never seen that before. Never in the history of the game has that happened. But instead, what do? They shit their diaper, they get mad, and they scrap the whole thing and take their ball and go home like little pussies that they are. Little pussy boy software IT guys. FedEx package delivered, by the way. So yeah. We're going to skip over, of course, Sirius is going to skip over that whole part and just sit here and try to shit on the people who did it, but not elaborate at all. He's made other videos, I think, on this, and this is one thing that he always leaves out. And I think most casual shitters that don't know anything about it, they always leave that part out where there's a big fat fucking goal here for that whole thing. Like, yeah, we wanted to have fun and swing our dicks around a little bit, but the core of it, which was made very clear in all those threads, and specifically the master thread, in discussions with Radar X and whoever other dumb fuck CSR people they had in there at the time and devs is that uh, you can leave the system in the game. You just need to, adjust the parameters. But for whatever reason, that gets skipped over because it's a lot easier just to paint. As with all shitter content creators, it's just way easier to paint good players as the fucking bad guy. And he panders to the
Now,
crowd.
in my opinion, it was entirely for the worse. Because they were
And BattleEye's dog shit. Okay? I can't think of a game. I can't think of a game that has BattleEye that doesn't have a shitty cheating problem.
really onto something with this system, something that was desperately needed. BattleEye,
And to say it's desperately needed, I think is a stretch because shitters, dude, this game is full to the brim with fucking 40-year-old shitty MMO players who, for a lot of them, don't even play FPS games. A lot of these people don't even know what the fuck a cheater looks like. They don't know what cheater stats are. They don't know anything. I mean, fuck. Ask any singular good player who logs in and plays the game and farm shitters how often they get accusated just by playing normal. Like, you can have a pretty standard fucking session, and you kill the wrong guy 2 or 3 times at a fight in a way he doesn't like, and he would 100% report you for fucking cheating. This game has for a long time, there's always been some stigma, and I think it comes from because I sometimes forget about this. Like, I know it deep down, but sometimes I guess I don't think about it as much. But the players in this fucking game suck dick. They fucking suck ass. They're really, really fucking bad. And there's always been some kind of undercurrent within that community of players that thinks everybody's fucking cheating. And to be honest, man, this game being in obscure position in some backwater part of fucking gaming, which is a perspective that the same people I'm talking about can't fucking understand. Because I don't know, they live in some world where this game is like massively popular and it's fucking. There's a guy the other day. There were 15,000 unique logins. Okay, how many people are on the fucking server right now where I'm playing? I don't give a fuck if some guy. I don't care about unique logins over 5 servers, bro. How many people? How playable is the fucking continent I'm on? Okay, I don't care about that shit. I don't know what the perspective is where this game is thriving and doing well, but this game has been a backwater fucking desert for a long time now, and I'll never say there's not cheaters. 100%, there are definitely people in the game who cheat. 1,000%, there are cheaters in the game. 100%, and I'm not talking about the flying fucking bus man killing everyone. Besides him, there are 100,000 fucking percent. There are closet cheaters in this game. Yeah, 100%. Yes, totally. But the scale at which I think the average shit 40-year-old trash MMO dog ass player thinks the cheating is going on, yeah, probably not, bro. This game has been largely spared because it's so obscure, and I mean, there's no money to be made making cheats for this game, and the amount of people. One thing I'll never get past is I don't know why the fuck you would ever need a suite of cheats to kill PlanetSide 2 players. You know how fucking ass you would have to be? I guess it does make sense since so many players are so ass at the game that they might end up cheating. But for me personally, there's no fucking way. The people that have to cheat to kill people in PlanetSide 2, man, you are so pathetically sad that I don't know if there's a level of pathetic and sad that you can go beyond. I guess.
I can ban these people after 24.
But yeah, to paint it as cheating is a huge problem. I don't know, man. I just think there's so many ass tier fucking players in the game that suck fucking fat dick at playing any FPS game that they just think everyone's cheating. And then you know how people are, man. They're with their little cliques and groups, and these little shitter outfits just breed that mentality, dude. I don't know. It's so old and played out. It's been going on for fucking shit since the game started.
or 40
But to say that there's some pandemic of fucking closet cheaters, I'll give you that there's probably closet cheaters, for sure. But at the level that some of these people make it out to be, I'm pressing X to doubt.
48 hours. But that's too late. The damage is done. We need something that can get in there at the hour mark, maybe even at the 45 or the 35-minute mark. And for 6 years since, every time a hacker pops up, this whole conversation comes up. Well, what about when everyone's reporting them? Can't they do something based off of that? Well, they tried that, but maybe you could tweak the thresholds. But there's a lot of user error in that system, so that's really not the best way to do it. The stat-based system takes the biased humans out of it. It takes the platoon leader calling mass report.
Not really, because there's still a human setting the parameters for it. It's not like a fucking AI that's trained and dynamically adjusting for stat thresholds on the fly. There's someone, and this was the problem in the first iteration of the system, there's someone at the end of the day, at the end of the line in production of the system that's determining what those thresholds and stat values are. So you don't really take the human error out of it. Now, granted, it might not seem like it might be unfair to call it human error in that case, but in that case it was, because whoever determined those stat thresholds was not in any way, it was someone who had to be completely ignorant and uninformed as to what was actually possible. And once it was determined what is actually possible from people who aren't actually cheating, the time then for that guy was to, oh, let me adjust this with the knowledge that I've gained. Let me grow as a person, and adjust the parameters based on this new knowledge that I didn't have before to make the system better and still keep it in place. Actually, fuck no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get my fucking panties in a twist and shit myself and scrap the whole thing. So, yeah.
Reports out of it. And they should absolutely lean into the meme. Bail on BattleEye, ignore BattleEye, whatever you want to do, but the new God mode anti-cheat is dolphingate. It's the only chance they have to stop these people unless you are hiring or bringing back community moderators. And everyone likes to bring up all the problems with it because, yes, they are people. Yes, there will be problems with it. But the other option is a Sunderer running rampant with a 12 kpm for weeks at a time. So it's like, great, he acts.
And again, with these false dichotomies and these, this guy always does this. It's not one or the other. It's not you have a community-based system with shitters or you have cheaters. Like, that's not. Those aren't the only two options. And fuck you for, again, doing this.
Accidentally timed someone out for 30 minutes that wasn't hacking. Whoop-dee. Far better penalty than rampant hackers in the game. But anyways, let's assume we are throwing out all the systems that have human bias in it and going to a stat-based system.
Again, it has human bias in it because a human has to set the parameters. I can't believe, like, if you write that down in a sentence and think about it for fucking 5 seconds, it's like, yeah, the human's still setting the parameters. So, like, I guess it makes sense that this fucking idiot doesn't understand that, because he literally doesn't understand the entire, what he said he tried to educate you on at the beginning of the video, which was Dolphingate. He doesn't know anything about and doesn't understand the entire problem in the first place. So, I mean,
I've seen some asinine posts that say, oh, well, that wouldn't work because good players are better than the hackers anyways. And that is so just factually incorrect.
It depends, because there are some people, I think, there are some people that are closet cheating out there that are so mechanically bad that they are literally just worse there's a lot of cases it's not just in this game, but in other games where people can have cheats and a full suite of cheats and you still beat them and you still perform better than them. For me personally, I know that's been the case. I mean, I was just playing 2042 less than, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago. And there was a legitimate fucking aimbotter on the other team who got mad and rage toggled. And I think me and a couple other guys, we outscored someone who's literally fucking rage toggling. That does happen.
The best player run I've ever seen is Seth running 6 kpm for 2 hours. That is impressive sustain. He found a biolab fight that was just BR3s streaming out of a spawn room and just murdered them. And that was like a once in the history of PlanetSide event. I'm sure there's a couple other instances of it that I did not see across the forums that happened but we didn't know about.
It's always he found a biolab with all BR3s that gave him 6 kpm. Like, shut the fuck. You're such a fucking loser, man.
But again, this is 1 over a 12-year period. Whereas these hackers will casually get
I mean, yeah, there's probably been a lot more
on and run 12 kpm for 5 hours. It's just on a whole completely different level. There is absolutely no comparison.
Yeah, that's true.
So to these lunatics that don't even want to have the discussion because there's some players that can get a really good farm on, it's just a terrible argument. If you want to make sure you don't capture any dolphins, great. Set it at an 8 kpm for an hour. And remember, this is only on new accounts, not on veteran accounts.
Which wasn't how it was before, because you lied about that.
Just that system there would have banned the hacker 10 times over. And the next thing I hear is, oh, well, they can just tone down the amount of killing they're doing. They don't have to kill as fast. Sure, they absolutely can. They can start playing this game with the threshold where they hack for a little bit and stop for a little bit. And
right, but then when you say that and you concede that point, then the thresholds just get lower and lower and lower until you're back at the point where you're banning people who are not cheating, who pop off at a fight. And the boomer shitter suck dick at the game 40-year-olds like Degenitron down in his comments here, I mean, they don't care. They don't care. They'll never care because it will never affect them. But again, like I mentioned in the shitters don't live in reality, or one of the QA things, casual players are selfish assholes. I think I said that about 5 times in answer to one of the questions. That's why you can't ever do anything. You can't ever have anything, and you can't have a give and take when it comes to casuals, because casuals like Degenitron are selfish assholes who don't know anything.
And maybe not do quite as much and all this
where does it stop? Where does it end
stuff.
up at?
But you know what? You've already improved the situation. You've successfully thwarted the hacker.
Sure.
And sometimes he's going to trip up, he's going to go a little bit too hard, and he's going to get banned, and he's going to have to start a new account.
Yeah.
This is not a system that solves everything, but it takes a weekend that's complete and utter trash and makes it, okay, you get a respite of no hackers around before they keep going again. And the next way to manage the system is more of a catch and release style system with dolphins. Okay, let's push the system down towards 6 kpm. And let's push it down towards 30 minutes. So the threshold is getting closer and closer to what's naturally achievable. The shorter time span, the much easier it is to get a sudden burst, a crazy farm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I got my character banned. It wasn't even, I think it was maybe a 4 kpm. I think it was like a 12-minute fight. I had a 4 kpm. And that was it. Boom. Banned. Not suspended. Not timed out. Banned. Okay?
You could say, okay, I'm going to catch a few dolphins every now and then, but obviously we're going to review these bans.
But then at the same time, so when I did that, I had streamed it, I had mouse cam, fucking all that shit. I submitted that as evidence or whatever, and mouse cam isn't perfect, and there's a lot of ways that essentially, if someone wants to say that you're cheating, and they don't have to explain to you how they know you're cheating. even if you aren't cheating, there's going to be no real way for you to prove that you're not. Uh, like if I had played with a cam on the monitor to catch any overlays or all this, there's always a way for the other person who wants to just say you're cheating to find a way around it. And that's only become, more the case as the years go on and the fucking cheating technology shit gets more advanced, right? So even with like submitting the video and like, look, I've played competitively against these people. People know me in the game for this. Like, I stream all my gameplay. I recorded the gameplay. Here's the foot. Nope, you were found using third party software. You're banned for cheating. Okay, well, I guess. Oh, and we can't disclose as to what we found because I think I remember. Not, I was a little more naive at the time. I was like, well, I know you're fucking lying. I didn't say fucking, but I was like, I know that that's not the case. What was I using that you're using to ban me for? And well, we can't disclose. And I know that now that they would never say that in terms of like anti-cheat stuff. But at the time, it was like, what the fuck? So what's my recourse here? I didn't actually do anything wrong. I didn't cheat. I don't use anything, and they can just come out and ban you and say that you were cheating, and there's nothing you can do. So yeah, kind of shitty. And for those of you guys who have never been through that, yeah, you might want to like shut the fuck up and stop trying to opine about it. If you've never been through that, look, if you've never been through that, it doesn't even have to necessarily be in video games. It can be in any situation in life. When someone is accusing you of something that you know for a fact that you didn't fucking do you know how frustrating that is? Like, and I know people have played around over the years. Like, the whole moniker of the outfit I was in was about all these people call us cheaters all the time. It's literally fucking nobody here is actually cheating. We play around with that. But I think some people take that a little too seriously, and it gets to the point where there's a certain like threshold and tipping point where casuals just have too much power and they will literally fucking stop you from playing the game. You see that in Battlefield games with custom servers, with absolutely fucking dog shit, like stupid ass like KPM limits, stat bans for if you have a whatever over that. A KD over such and such or KPM over such and such, or you're playing in the game and you are under those, but you're playing too well, they can just ban you for it. If you let the asylum get run by the inmates, it's your game just, honestly, your game goes to shit. And this stuff with the community moderators and stuff doing that, fuck no. Fuck no. This community is full of fucking pathetic, sad loser shitters. No fucking way. There's a shit ton of people with an axe to grind too. Man, like, no fucking way. It can never, ever be someone from the community.
Okay, this was a Sunderer killing from 300 meters away with only headshots. And this was a heavy assault sitting in a biolab most of the time. Okay, the heavy assault is good. The Sunderer is obviously not good. Give the dolphin a fish or a few smed bucks. Let him back out in the wild. Shoot, make it a game, make it a cosmetic. You trigger the system, you get a dolphin helmet, whatever you want to call it. Sure, you pay the price.
I mean, that's a creative idea that would be kind of cool, but the people who are in charge of stuff like that are too fucking dumb and don't care about stuff like that. You could never have anything interesting like that. It's cool to think about. I like the idea, but it would never happen in a game like this because the devs who work on it are fucking idiots. They're just not smart people. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, they're just dumb.
Price of being offline for 24, 48 hours until they can review, but only a few will achieve that acclaimed dolphin cosmetic. One of the planetside community members did some investigative reporting and went in to the hive of villains, that is the forums for the hackers. And they kind of gave a rundown of some of the challenges with PlanetSide 2 stopping hackers. And part of it was explaining, with BattleEye, there is a process of implementation. It can be used to its fullest potential, probably with a lot of work from the developer team to implement it throughout every system in the game. Or it can be implemented in, I'm sure, very bare bones capacity where it checks for some obvious files that are associated with known hacks, and that's
Which I have heard you can just rename the files and BattleEye won't do anything. That's something I've heard. I don't know if it's true or not, but if you can just rename the files associated with known cheats, then and your anti-cheat can't detect or figure that out, I don't. The fuck are we doing?
that's all it can do. So as the hackers see it, BattleEye is not really an obstacle. It's not implemented in a way.
No, and no game I've ever played with BattleEye has ever been able to, I think, reliably stop cheaters. I mean, again, I don't know a ton about anti-cheat, but any game that I've seen with BattleEye, most of the time they have a huge fucking cheating problem. Games that actually have population, not this backwater piece of shit.
That can substantially stop them. The only thing that is a permanent solution to catching a certain tier of cheater is a stat-based system. It will work no matter what. It will work 10 years ago. It will work 10 years from now. It will always catch a certain type of cheater, and it's the most important one to catch. It's the generic, blatant, high kill, instant headshot cheater.
Yeah, true.
Now, again, I hate having to
Let's go
do
just look
all
at the
this
application.
caveat stuff because it should be self-evident.
Don't leave spawn yet.
But this system is not meant to stop
jeez.
all hackers. This system has zero effect on collision hackers, people that run around with turrets or construction objects and knock people up into the atmosphere and have them fall to
I
their
did.
death.
Or what about your friend that was lag switching and manipulating his internet connection that you made a video defending? What about your friend? Would that kind of system do anything to your friend? Probably not.
But I have to say,
Very weird.
this type of hacker is a lot less frustrating
Let's
for whatever
collect
reason.
a spawn and let's bring an engineer. Can I get one engineer? Oh, jeez. I just spawned in the sky again. After running around on the ground for 10 seconds. Is this hacker?
I like how I am so used to just random bugs in PlanetSide 2 that it doesn't register in my head. It's like, oh yeah, I spawned at the top of the map. Doesn't surprise me. That sounds like PlanetSide 2. Took me a minute to be like, oh wait,
Yeah,
that
that was weird.
That glitching spawn thing through the spawn room might have been a hacker. So anyways, we can keep going down this rabbit hole of, oh, what about this type of hacker and that guy that did this and this random thing and all these scenarios. The thing is, there's no system that can check every box.
There it is.
But what you can do is start working on systems that check each individual problem. And the number one hacker problem is those people that want to go out and cause as much chaos as they can by killing as many people as possible. And this system knocks that one down. Are there hackers that are not running 6 kpm? Absolutely. This hacker here was just kind of flying around the map. He wasn't murdering everyone, but he was having a fun time, probably picking off names that he knew. I was on stream at the time, so he was probably
mouse
hunting
is there. Oh,
down
God.
every streamer he could find. So yeah,
God.
When the fuck is this gameplay from? Like 2 years ago?
Dolphingate's not going to catch that guy. But guess what? That guy's not disrupting the whole server. Most people are playing normally and having fun. So, anyways, 7 years ago, we lost something beautiful, and we've been suffering ever since.
Yeah, but you got to talk about why you lost it and not just walk over the whole thing and blame it on the set of good players who triggered it, who were campaigning and fighting for the system to be iterated on.
Toadman is in a very difficult place where they're vulnerable. They're trying to figure out the game, and they desperately need to get content in the game. But at the same time, when you're working on that, you're not working on anti-cheat. And then with a game already in a vulnerable state because the parent company sold the game, and there's a lot of doubt around its future, now you
Motherfucker, this game has had doubt about its future for a fucking decade. The game's in a vulnerable state. Yeah, you know why the game's in a vulnerable state? Because the guy's dick that you sucked the fucking color off of his dick for the last 3 years, has royally fucked the game up. And that was before any fucking this cheater for the last 10 days is flying around killing everybody, dude. You have a part in the game being vulnerable. Sucking this guy's dick, sucking Rel's dick for fucking 3 years wasn't very good for the game. I know it was good for you personally because you love sucking dick, but wasn't good for the game.
You have situations where you have hackers just running rampant in the game.
And I've always said that too. I've always said this game doesn't really have a cheating problem, but if someone decided to fucking just cheat their balls off and nonstop do that, there would be nothing that these fucking devs, either the previous team or there'd be nothing they could do because BattleEye doesn't stop shit, and these guys are fucking clueless and have no idea. They won't pay someone in the dev team to fucking log in and just ban this motherfucker and sit there and do it remotely for 24 hours a day. They won't do that. They don't give a fuck. You think these people give a fuck about this shitty dead-ass game? I always said, man, if this game had an actual real cheating problem, man, you guys that think that there's an actual real cheating problem now have no fucking idea what it would look like if someone who was as dedicated as the current guy is, if they got into the game and just did whatever the fuck they wanted. Yeah. Because this game has always been... It's mostly gotten away from being cheat-infested. I know, much to the chagrin of awful 40-year-old people who suck dick at the game who don't understand that. It's mostly gotten away from that because it's so fucking niche and obscure and nobody fucking plays it. But, yeah. They don't have solutions. And the solution they might have had, they shit on and threw away because they got their feelings hurt.
It's a really bad place.
Yeah.
So, do I think the fictional anti-cheat program Dolphingate will get implemented? No, absolutely not. It'll never happen.
No, nothing worth a fuck will ever get
But would it have prevented tons of the heavy-duty cheater woes over the last 6 years? Absolutely. Are we
tons.
in desperate need of that anti-cheat right now? Absolutely.
I think you're in desperate need of someone doing their fucking jobs. I think that's what you're in desperate
But
need.
there's really no solution right now. When you see a hacker running around, put in a report. You're just going to have to let it work through the system very slowly at Daybreak Games and expect absolutely nothing to happen on the weekends. You got to wait till business hours for them to deal with that hacker.
Yeah.
That is all for now, fellow Araxians. I'm Commander Sirius.
All right, well, that's it for that video. That was relatively quick. Again, I guess to summarize, fictional fucking auto ban system brings up, there's a lot of gray areas with all this shit. In 2 minutes into the video, we're lying about original Dolphingate. I'll put the Dolphingate video that I did that tells you the truth about Dolphingate from someone who was intimately involved in it. And was there for it and lived through it, and not some outsider casual shitter who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. So, until next time, I will see you guys later and enjoy playing against the flying fucking cheater who's killing everyone. Goodbye.